Okay, we're going to try that. Hopefully that worked. Okay, am I on now? I mean, can you see me and hear me? Because what I did was I just tweaked YouTube's page and hope I'm on now. Because I'm now showing 709. If this isn't working, I will cry. Because honestly, on my end, I don't know what else I can change. Let me call Stellar Piper and see if she can answer. Hey, what I'm seeing on my end looks fine. Are you having any difference on your end?
I got you. You're fine.
Okay, that sounds good. That's positive. That is so strange. Okay, well, hopefully I'm back on. Okay, thanks, Stellar. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm not sure what's up with that. So hopefully that fixed the issues. And if it did, you just heard me call Stellar Piper. So anyway, going back to what I said earlier, which now I'll probably have to go back and clip out. I was saying that I hope everyone is having a good weekend. And I think I heard somebody from the other room say that he can hear me on the computer. Maybe not. Okay. So, oh, good. Stellar can hear me now. And good. So the other person in the room is also saying that he can hear me. So that is fabulous. Good audio and good video, a lag of several seconds. Okay, that's typical for there to be a live with StreamYard. And even if I wasn't using StreamYard, there's usually about a 3 to 5 second delay. So that works out pretty good. All right. How are you all doing tonight? Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, the hero, is in, and he says, Gayle, can we try to raise some money to help Douglas Fairchild to get a new computer because the one he got is old and out of date? Okay. If anybody wants to help Douglas Fairchild to get money for a new computer, go donate to Doug. Is there a link that, like, is it on his page or does he have a GoFundMe? If so, you can post that. You can actually post it in the Facebook group, or Facebook group would probably be better. And if you can't post it here, then email it to me. Or if Doug even wants to come in for a minute, you know, he's welcome to come in. I'm kind of in the same boat. I've had to order another computer too, so I understand what he's, you know, the situation he's in. It's kind of rough because you need a computer, and you need a computer that works and is up to date and all that stuff. So I thought with the audio problems from last week, we've been doing a lot of checking and could not figure out if it is my sound card, my microphone, or the computer. So we got to checking on my computer, and I have a 1 terabyte hard drive, but I already have it almost full. So I have less than 100 to work with. And so we're thinking that maybe that was slowing down the processor. So my new computer will be in soon. So I understand what he's going through. So yeah, let me see if I can find this page. I can maybe show that. So hold on just a second. I'll see if I can find this page. But while that's coming in, I hope everybody's having a good Easter weekend. Stellar's saying low memory space will slow everything down. And that could be what's happening. Peter Parker says the audio and my lip don't match up. Okay, not a lot I can do about that one. That may be part of the lag, which is a pain, and I'm sorry. I can go in and check the bandwidth and see what my bandwidth setting is. Let me check for Doug first. So I'm checking for that right now. You'll talk to him tomorrow and get back. Okay. Well, I pulled up his channel. So I'm going to do a screen share and give him a screenshot. How old is this computer that I'm using? This computer is about 3 years old, or 2 years. Stellar, do you know how old the computer is? Because we bought ours about 6 months apart. It may just be 2. But I'll tell you, it has not worked right since the whole debacle with the Microsoft update and all the work we had to do on it. Microsoft says it's fine, but it's not acting right and has not acted right since then. Okay, so I found, let me do a screen share on Doug's channel so people will know what to look for when they go. So there you go. There's Douglas Fairchild's channel. And he's got a live stream going on right now. So there you go. So if you go to look for him and you want to support him, that's the channel that you're looking for. So hopefully that'll help. So yeah, you know, I actually did a review on the computer. Let me see if I can pull that up. If I can pull up when I did the review on the computer, then I will know exactly how old it is. And I won't have to guess. Okay, Stellar Piper. Why aren't my, oh, I'm not clicking, that's why. Did that come with a hard drive or an SSD drive? I believe it's SSD. Stellar says she thinks it's about 3 years because she had the laptop when she started with AmeriCorps 2018, so she would have gotten it Black Friday. So I got mine about 6 months after yours. So mine would be around 2. But let me go and look right quick because I know I did or pretty sure I did a review on it because it was great at the time. And had Lenovo had another one like this, that worked, then I would have considered it. Okay. All right. May of 2018 is when I did the review on it. So it would have been around that time. So right at 2 years. So that's a lot of memory to take up in 2 years. So Stellar, you probably got yours in the fall, and then I did mine in May. Busy Lady said she didn't have her sound on. Hi, Busy Lady. And hi, Stellar Family. And Peter Parker says, take care and thanks. You're welcome. Happy Trails Hiking is in. She says she can only stay for a minute and says happy Easter, and happy Easter to you too. And Happy Trails Hiking is another person who, like me, who cannot wait for the travel restrictions to lift so we can go out and explore the world once again. So we're both counting down the seconds. And Stellar says, hey, happy trails, happy Easter. And hi, happy trails hiking. But I went through and posted, actually, in our Facebook group, asking people what the first thing is that they want to do when all these travel restrictions are lifted. So I'm going to go over there and show you what some of the responses are. Now, some of these are YouTubers and some are not, but if you see a YouTuber name that you recognize, great. If not, I'm going to try to point out who the YouTubers are, and hopefully you can check them out because there's some really cool channels in this group. And Happy Trails Hiking says, yes, we want people to be well, but we will be ready when it is safe. True that. Stellar says, Hubs and I are planning on haircuts, dinner, and a movie when the world opens up again. You know, I think I actually still have movie tickets somewhere. Not tickets, but gift cards to use on that. So, tickets is so old-fashioned, right? When it comes to stuff like this. So, gift cards. I'm pretty close to getting another gift card from Bing. If you guys do the Microsoft rewards, and we talked about that before, that's a good way to use your Bing searches to accumulate points for lots of different things. So, but yeah, it's a shame that some of the Easter celebrations aren't going to happen this year. But you know what? They're going to happen next year, I'll bet you. And I'll bet you that they will be bigger and better than ever. Because we're all going to be craving it that much more. It's going to be like, well, the kids didn't get to go Easter egg hunting last year, so we got to do it big time this year to make up for it. Can't you all hear this conversation going on? Busy Lady is saying, happy Easter Eve. And to you too. To you too. This is a nice weekend for us because not only is it Easter Eve, but we had an anniversary yesterday. So that was pretty cool. We did that. We've actually been together. Depends on how you want to count it. It's either 32 years, but we were engaged for 2 years. So you can really say we were together for 34 years. So either way, it's been a long time. Pretty cool though. Okay. So, all right. I have and Busy Lady says, why, thank you. And you're welcome. All right. I have the screen that I can put up if I can hit all the buttons right for a change. Oh, thank you. I will tell you my secret to a long marriage in just a second. Because I want to get this pulled up. So there we go. There we go. All right. So our Facebook group. What is the first thing you want to do when this quarantine is safely lifted? Tanya Lambert. She's a YouTuber. Her channel is named Tanya Lambert, and she, like Stellar, wants to go see a movie. Laurel Stewart, who a YouTuber, Candy the Wee Service Dog, wants to go swimming at the Y. Sounds like fun. Amberly Nelson, also a YouTuber, says she wants to go skinny dipping. I'm not sure about the skinny part, but the dipping sounds nice. And there's lots of good creeks in the mountains. And Amber is a YouTuber. And a friend of mine, Nancy, wants to go get her hair cut and a pedicure, which sounds wonderful. Melissa Severson, she's a YouTuber. You can connect with her in our Facebook group. And Kay Johnson from Happy Trails Hiking. I'm sorry, let me back up. Melissa wants to move. Kay Johnson with Happy Trail Hiking says she has 2 trips planned in May, and she's holding out hope for the last one. Won't be surprised if she has to cancel. We're gonna like forget about the whole possibility of canceling. We're just gonna go for it. Valerie Reese, also a YouTuber, says she wants to see her kids and grandkids and have some friends over for fun in the sun. There you go. My friend Clayton wants to get a pedicure, and Emily wants to get her nails done. So lots of good self-care there and some traveling. All really good things. All right, so Busy Lady wants to know what your secret is to such a long marriage. Well, I'll tell you, years ago, when the kids were younger, hubby and I sat down and we had a conversation, and we said, whoever leaves, if we get a divorce, whoever leaves takes the kids and the dogs. So we figure we'll be married forever. Oh, Busy Lady 35 says her 9-year anniversary is next month. So congratulations there. Thank you. And Stellar says you should do takeout or something. Yeah. Well, we celebrated with a steak last night. So, and y'all, I was only partially kidding about having that conversation. We actually did talk about it, but not in a serious mode. I think that one of the things you have to do for a long marriage is there's actually 3 things that I think you should do. One is I think you need a sense of humor, and because that gets you through a lot. I think you also have to have good communication, because you have to sit down and be able to talk to each other. And if that communication means getting a sitter and going on a date night, or arranging for lunch while the kids are in school and the 2 of you guys meet for lunch, then I think that's really important. But the biggest thing overall, and this is assuming that the relationship is free of violence and so forth. If you're in a relationship where there is domestic violence, then I urge you to contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline for assistance, because that should never happen in a healthy relationship. But assuming your relationship is healthy, then commitment is what matters. Because if 2 people are committed, then if you have that commitment, then you can deal with everything else. And we've been through some pretty major stuff. Most of our family members have passed away. So that was really tough. And then my aunt, who took a big hand in raising me, she passed away too, last year, actually, around this time. So that was tough. And we've had like major things otherwise. Major health issues with myself, both kids, and so forth. And you all know I had to go to the National Institutes of Health for some special stuff. But through that all, you know, it's the commitment because if you have the commitment, then you can deal with everything else. So that's the big thing. I know we have some people in here that are married, so chime in. What do you all think? And I'm going to back up here just a second. We've got Happy Trails Hiking Up saying that she doesn't have any kids or dogs, so she can't use that one. Okay. Borrow some. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to borrow kids. Stellar says, and here I thought the secret was Big Macs. No, that's just how we met. And what she's referring to is I was working at McDonald's when I met my husband because he was a customer who came in and he asked me out. I'm like, I didn't even know the guy. And so he asked me out again and again and again. He said he ate Big Macs for like 6 weeks before I finally said yes. So I hand him, he comes in and he asks me out like again. And I'm like, fine. And I handed him a tray liner and a pencil. And I said, I want your name. I want where you went to high school, etc. And of course, your phone number. So what happened was he filled it out. He gave me all that information. And so I went home and I called everybody I knew that went to his high school. Then I found out that we actually had a lot of friends in common. And so I told him that, yes, I would go out with him. But it's crazy. All the things that we had, all the near misses that we had about meeting. It was like we were destined time, had already met, but just didn't put it all together. Like we went to the same drama competition, and it was a small competition, but we were there. And so we would have crossed paths there because I went over and talked to the other people from his school, and he was sitting at the same table with him. And so we were laughing and joking and cutting up, but this was way before he ever asked me out. And even our parents, my mother had mutual friends with his mother. And I tell you, the first big clue, the first really big clue that we had a lot in common was, okay, we're sitting there, we're having our first date. We want to have our second date because we had a good time. And so we're getting out calendars. At this time, they were the paper ones. And we're trying to figure out how we're going to get together. And he's like, oh, I've got to go to a wedding on Saturday, so we can't go Saturday. And I'm like, yeah, I've got a wedding too. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to be in like this portion of town. And my husband says he's going to be in West Knoxville. And I'm like, my wedding's that I'm going to is at West Knoxville. And it was the same couple. I was friends with the bride. He was friends with the groom. So it was just crazy things like that. So yeah, the way it goes sometimes. So Busy Lady's laughing and says, good point, Stellar. And she's talking about takeout. Busy suggested if you do takeout and nobody has to do the dishes, which is true, but also nobody's open too much for takeout that we really like. So there you go. Wise words, heart. Happy Trails Hiking says, commitment means that you're going to do the hard work through the hard times. There you go. I think that's it in a nutshell. I agree. Commitment is marriage. I totally agree. And it's not one of those fake commitments for marriage. You have to mean it. If you don't mean it, just don't. Because it's hard to stay married. Planning a wedding is like hair pulling. And I've got 2 daughters. So now I'm telling people, don't worry about saving for college. Worry about saving for the wedding. But, that's actually the easy part and the first step. because then, reality, you got to deal with that. So we have Fairy Anna Vlogs in the house. Hi, Fairy Anna. How are you? We're just kind of talking about weddings since my anniversary was yesterday, and Busy Lady has an anniversary coming up next month. But, our conversation's going to jump around. We were talking about Easter earlier. Hey, Valerie Reese is in the house, and she says hello and wishes me a happy birthday. Thank you. A happy anniversary. Thank you. Happy Trails Hiking says, I was a teacher, and I used to quote borrow kids all the time. Happy to get to give them back. Hear you. That's why I said I was really just kind of kidding about borrowing the kids. Oh, Busy Lady 35 has a point. She says that she thinks choosing battles is important. I think that's true too. And because you have to know what battles are worth fighting and what aren't. Plum Bob is in, so hi again, Plum Bob. We are glad to see you. And Stellar Piper says very true. So yeah, I think that's true. And Busy Lady says hi. Stellar says hi. Happy Trails says she needs to take off. Happy Easter and take care. You too, Happy Trails. You too. Have a good Easter. And hi to Plum Bob from Valerie, and you as well. Happy Trails from Busy Lady. Stellar, have a good day. So I'm kind of just getting through. Plum Bob says he met his wife in the elevator, and they both lived on the 15th floor. That is so cool. Busy says, oh, wow. Yeah, commitment for sure. Fairy Anna says she is not okay, but happy anniversary to you and Busy. Okay, Fairy Anna, spill the tea. What's up? You can, if you don't want to talk about it here, you can message me. And Stellar says, Plum Bob, that's cool. Busy says, Fairy Anna Vlogs, I'm sorry to hear that. If you want to talk about it, we are all here. Very true. And Plum Bob says, Fairy Anna, wishing you well. Let's see. She says she made a video on it, and it will premiere tomorrow at 6 p.m. and that she is dealing with a lot. So we will all have to try to tune in for the premiere. How long does it last, Fairy Anna? Is this like a 10-minute premiere, or because I don't want to miss it? And I've actually got something at 5:30. So Fairy Anna says, do you want to give us a nutshell version? If so, you can. But if you don't want to, I understand. So, oh, good, roughly 30 minutes or so. Okay. So if I'm a couple of minutes late, it sounds like I'll be okay. I will try to be there on time. First 15 minutes is a funeral. Gotcha. Okay. That clues us in. We're sorry. Especially now. And Busy says, oh no, as well. It would be super hard. It's always super hard to have a funeral, but like right now, it's going to be worse. Not the funeral itself, out of respect, just an overview. Gotcha. I kind of thought that's what you meant, honestly. Busy Lady sends a heart. But yeah, I kind of thought you meant an overview. But with the virus and not being able to gather, it's really tough. Stellar is also extending condolences. My daughter, the one that had the stillborn, right at the first of the year, just got her ashes, the baby's ashes, back today. So it's a real tough time for her. So, but Fairy Anna, we understand and we're sorry. But we'll catch your premiere tomorrow. That's tough. That makes it double hard. And Fairy Anna says she could only attend one funeral. That's difficult too. So, yeah. So we'll catch your premiere tomorrow. I know that we have your name obviously here and your channel name, but do you have a direct link for the premiere that you want to post either here or in the Facebook group? Either way is fine. So you are, if you want to, you're perfectly welcome to do that, okay? No, you're not dragging down the live stream, because part of what this group does is support, and I would like to think that we do that very well. So there's on most of the time on the Saturday live streams, we don't have a topic. It's just whatever we want to discuss. So, and that leaves us free to discuss things like that. So I don't have to say stay on topic, because I don't like doing that. Stellar's offering to pray for Fairy-Anna, and she says something. I'm sure she's going to answer. We'll check this out. Let me back up, because I'm kind of bouncing around here. Fairy-Anna, would you like me to pray for you? Okay. Fairy-Anna says it's still uploading since like 4 p.m. My internet is super slow today. Okay. Whenever it uploads, if you want to post that link in the group, go right ahead. And she says, yes, please, and my family. Consider that done. I'm going to make a note. Hold on a second. Let me grab my paper. I don't want to forget. Okay, so let me write it down. Okay, so I've got that. I've also got a prayer request from a few days ago from Tanya Lambert. She's okay. It's for friends. I'm just writing that down too. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've got a second channel, and for church, I've been doing some little sermons and stuff on that channel. But I always pray for people, and I tell people to leave their prayer requests in the comments. So if you want, I'll be glad to put that in. And we're actually working on having some just prayer time. So I'd be glad to lift them up both, okay? Busy Lady says, so sorry, you are certainly not dragging this down. Definitely agree with that. I'm fixing to sneeze, so I apologize in advance if I go suddenly. Stellar says, okay, I will. Hey, Greg Over, how are you? Aw, he dropped a like. Thank you. Oh, that reminds me. Do put a like on the video if you haven't already, when you get to that point and you like it. Not video, live stream. Y'all know what I mean. But thank you, Greg. If you hadn't said that, I would have forgotten to mention it. So I hope you have a good Easter weekend too. And Stellar says, hi. Fairy-Anna says, after these two passings, the part of the family is having some issues and they're fighting amongst each other. I didn't mention it in my video. Okay, so we will pray for peace from that. Okay. Yeah, something about funerals, it either brings out the best in people or the worst in people. And part of the time, it's just a reaction to the stress. People get a little crazy with funerals when normally they're level-headed. So there's some of that too. Valerie Reese is saying hi. Also, Valerie, I want to toss in, she had some good news. Her husband, Steve, had a birthday. So happy birthday to him. Busy says she'll try to come back, but they're going to dye some eggs. Yay! Have fun. But Stellar beat me to it. She said post pics, and I was going to say that too. Well, we have Carry On, Jeff and John in tonight. Thank you for coming in. Just checking in to show our love and smash your like button. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that because I know it's very, very late in the UK, and I always appreciate seeing you. Busy Lady's going to post pics if he lets her. Aw. And Stellar says, hi, Carry On. And Fairies, hi to Greg. And hello, Jeff and John. Busy, that'll work, says Stellar. Jeff and John says, I saw you, so I thought I would come and see you before bed. It is getting late. I just appreciate you coming in. I do indeed. And I appreciate your videos that you do. If anybody wants to know about cooking, go see this. Go see them. Go see them. Let's Carry On, Jeff and John. He did it alone. Oh, gosh. You better make sure that he used boiled eggs and not raw ones. Because you know how kids are. They get focused on one thing. And Valerie says, this was the first time I wasn't able to take Steve out for his birthday, but we had a wonderful dinner at home. That is fabulous. I am so glad. Oh, hi, over 50. Oh my gosh, you got a sticker. Thank you. Yay, I appreciate that $10 donation very, very much. You know, you put me over the hump 1 month and recently. And I actually, for you all who don't know, AdSense has a $100 minimum that you have to get. And this lady right here put me over the hump 1 month. And I wound up having to have a car expense. And so that bought my car parked. So very, very much appreciate you. And Valerie and Busy Lady and a couple of others helped me with some expenses with my service dog, and I really appreciate that. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to cry. But Valerie says, hi, Stellar, and hi to Lynn, and there's over 50 saying many blessings to all of you. And to you as well. You as well. I appreciate that. And Stellar says, Valerie, what'd you have? And her husband's birthday is in a couple of weeks. So, and she says hi to, Lynn says hi to Valerie. Busy says, he left eggs in cups and left them in there forever, and he's playing a game. So he will do a few and I'll get pics. That's so cool. And Stellar's thanking Lynn also for her gift, which is so appreciated. And I really do. And over 50 says, God is good, sis. Okay. I want everybody just to look at this right here for just a minute. There it is right here. The most important 4 words to remember. God is good, sis. You don't have to worry about the sis, but the God is good part. Because that is what we are celebrating tomorrow, with it being Easter Sunday. And let's see, going into Valerie, she says that, well, let me get back up. She had New York strip with her husband for his birthday, baked potatoes, salad cake, and ice cream. That sounds good. All credit goes to the Father. Amen and amen. You know, I'm going to leave this up here for a minute because I want everybody to see this. And Fairy-Ann is telling Valerie that it sounds yummy, and over 50 says we love you, and I appreciate that. I really do. It's been a terrible year so far. And I'm just going to put that up too. Thank you. Carry On, Jeff and John says, sounds good, Valerie. And Stellar says, Valerie, that sounds super delicious. I'm planning on baked potatoes with lamb tomorrow. There you go. Carry On says that he loves lamb. It's his favorite. Valerie says it sounds good. And Valerie says the first time we will miss putting fresh flowers on the cross. Yeah, and that's tough. For you all who don't know, because I know we've got a couple of people that are not in here that are not from the South. One of the traditions in small Southern churches is to have a cross usually in the front yard of the church or by the front door. The cross is usually pretty large, but when I say large, I'm talking about like 8-10 feet, and it's covered in like chicken wire. So what people will do is they'll bring fresh flowers out of their yard to decorate the cross with in celebration of his resurrection. And the crosses are gorgeous once they're decorated. I mean, they're just amazing. I'm going to see if I happen to have a photo. I'm not going to promise. Okay. Not going to promise, but I might have a photo. But it's an old Southern tradition. I understand it's not done in all parts of the country. So, but it's one of those things that it just, if your church does it, it just kind of helps make Easter a little bit more special as far as our point of the celebration. The actual, what makes it special is the resurrection, and nothing can touch that. I'm going to see if I have a photo. And I'm not promising. Da-da-da-da-da. And it looks like I may not. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. So it looks like I do not. I'm sorry about that, folks. But you can probably Google it and see some pictures. Probably some good terms would be flower cross or something like that. So yeah, I'm looking to see on another blog, I might have something. But anyway, you guys get the general picture. So yes. So, well, it is a little frustrating, I'll admit, because I've had some pictures. But you know, too, that's kind of always the way it goes. When you really want to find something, you'll never find it. Have y'all ever had that happen? I hope I'm not the only one it's happened to. Let's see. April. Yeah, I don't see it. So, all right, I'm going to assume that we just I don't have the picture. Oh, well. But if y'all ever get the chance to go to a small town service, you'll find that the services are very different from what you have in a larger city. Okay, here we go. I do have a picture. I do. Oh my good gracious. All right. Let me pull it up. Oh, it's a slideshow. Well, that won't work. All right, let me see what I can figure out here because it's part of a slideshow. And I'll go back. Valerie's saying she never cooked lamb. And she also says you'll find it tomorrow when you're not looking for it. I tell you, it does work that way sometimes, doesn't it? Hopefully, I got a screen grab of the cross just a minute ago. Now, some churches use flowers, and sometimes it's a combination. So yeah, but it's a neat little tradition. Well, you know what? I'm not getting it. So yeah, I am too. Sorry. It's so little. I don't know if you'll be able to make it out. But let me see if I can screen share this because it'll give you an idea what I'm talking about. Oh, Valerie says her church is over 200 years old, which is amazing. This is the cross I was talking about. And so if you go to a small church Easter Sunday next year, can't go this year, but next year, then this is something you might see in the churchyard. And this cross is about, I must say, about around 10 feet. So I'm 5. And if I stand on my tiptoes and stretch, I could reach the top. And I could almost reach the top rather. But some of our taller guys could stretch and reach the top. So I'm going to say, that's what I'm going to say on height. But it's really pretty. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. So what I think I'm going to miss tomorrow is the Easter egg hunt. I used to always like watching the kids. So, and I'll tell you though, kids nowadays, they play for keeps. Fiorina, you've got kids. I'm sure you're already well aware of this, but and Busy Lady, you are too. But I was kind of surprised. I guess it was 2 years ago was the first. It was 2 years ago was the first egg hunt that I'd had experience with since my kids were little, and my kids were a little more polite than these kids were being. But we had 11, 12 kids at the Easter egg hunt in a small yard, and I thought they were going to kill each other getting this candy. It was crazy. Whew. Do you all see that with kids nowadays, or is it just me? Because it was wild. I was like, we are going to have broken bones by the time this is done. Oh, and I see on one screen, I'm starting to pixelate. Another thing that I've had to do is we are upgrading our internet service, and we'll have a new provider hopefully by the next Saturday night. So I got a flag that I'm pixelating some, possibly pixelating. So if that's going on, I apologize. But next week we should have a new computer and new internet service. So hopefully that'll work out. So, Well, it sounds like everybody is gearing up for a good Easter. And let's see. Valerie is saying they are a little wild. I would agree. Busy Lady is in the egg dyeing process and listening. So thank you, Busy. Now, Valerie's got a good idea. She splits her yard into different areas for different age groups. And that's always a good idea. We did that too. But like even the young ones were like, shove. And so we had to like institute this rule very quickly about doing that. A Busy Lady is posting a heart, so thank you. So yeah, but they're so much fun to watch as long as they're not killing each other. So I'm going to miss that. Well, everybody seems to be gearing up for a great Easter. We're at the 1 hour point. I've got 8 o'clock here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If anybody else has got anything to say, now's your chance. I'll give you a minute. So, but I really appreciate y'all hanging out. You're a good group. So all right. Well, thank you all very much for hanging out. I hope you have a great weekend. And as always, it is hashtag be bodacious. Do not let life get in the way of living. Go out and grab whatever fun you can to be satisfied for as long as you can. So thank you all. And I'm flipping through some of the comments. Thanks for coming on. Plum Bob saying happy Easter. Valerie says good night, everyone. Happy Easter, everyone. And Matthew is taking over. So hi, Matthew, and goodbye. Y'all have a good night. We'll talk to you Saturday.